CNN has obtained new surveillance video from the fatal shooting of the United HealthCare CEO, and we do want to warn you that the video is, of course, disturbing.
CNN Bryn Gingras joins us. Bryn, take us through this video.
Yeah, Phil and Brianna. So we are only showing a few seconds of this video that CNN obtained, obviously, because it is very alarming to watch. Essentially, what we see in that video is the CEO, United HealthCare, Brian Thompson, walking toward the hotel here behind me, and behind him comes the suspected gunman that police are still searching for. So you could see how he approaches Thompson from the back. Before then, where we freeze the video, he fires those shots at Thompson. What you do not see from these 5 seconds, and I can tell you, is that we also see someone sort of running the opposite direction. So that is something, of course, that police are going to be looking into in this video, breaking it down frame by frame by frame to kind of figure out who might have witnessed this. They, of course, are going to want to talk to anyone who might have witnessed this. Again, it happened at the really front step of this entrance of this hotel, so there's possible some security there as well. And then, of course, follow the path of that gunman. As we already have learned, he flees from the scene, going down a back alley behind a theater that's across the street from the hotel where we are, and then hops on a bike where they basically lose his trail in Central Park.
Guys, this has to be the most calculated murder that I have ever seen. This guy planned and prepared himself, and I have seen cases of murder that have been celebrated. But you see this very one, it's the most celebrated. Like, imagine when somebody unalive someone and that person is being celebrated as a hero. That is the case of this man. So by now, I'm sure you guys are aware of the CEO of United Health Group. He was assassinated in the early hours of Wednesday morning, and it's been a very trending news since the day it happened. So guys, it shocked me that a lot of people had something to say. Like, the reactions from people concerning this man's demise, it's not even funny at all. And due to people's experiences with this particular health insurance company, they don't even care about this man's deaths. So we are going to be looking at various reactions of people, what people have got to say about this. And if you are seeing this space for the first time, kindly click on the subscribe button, like the video, share, leave your thoughts in the comment section respectfully, and let's dive right into the video.
They stepped over his body and started the meeting on time. He was in Manhattan at 7 a.m. for an 8 a.m. investor meeting. He got in front of the main doors to the building of the investor. They could have had this shit on Zoom. Instead, they had to be there in person. Why they had to be there in person? Because we need to make sure commercial real estate is flourishing. He got by an assassin with a silencer while he wore a jacket, thinking about PowerPoint presentations on how he is returning value to shareholders by denying health care to moms with breast cancer. And he got caught in the street, and they stepped over his body. Those investors that he was working for, the shareholders that he held dear as a CEO, they stepped over his pool of blood. They kicked the shell casings that led to the end of his life down the street because the meeting still had to start on time. These companies don't give a fuck about nobody. He's the CEO, the chief executive officer of a healthcare company. They fucking didn't even check to see if he still had a pulse. They just wanted to check the stock price, which, mind you, went up 2.5% when they found out his ass was dead. Do less at work.
Look, when you live in New York, there's not very much that surprises you, but this one is really bizarre. The CEO of United HealthCare just shot on the street in front of a hotel, and police are saying it is not random. They believe that it was targeted. It's some sort of hit just before their investors conference here. Like, what kind of hit? For what reason? United HealthCare is like the biggest healthcare provider in the country. This is really some weird. What is going on here? What do you think it is?
Y'all, if there is anything I have learned off TikTok today, it is this. We should all be asking ourselves, if I were to be pew-pewed tomorrow in the street, in the middle of broad daylight, have I lived my life in such a way that the entire country would give a collective, Like, don't get me wrong. I also am going, but dang. Anyway, think about it. Be good.
And people in the comments just being so mean. Someone said thoughts and prayers and deductibles. Another person said, oh no, maybe the hospital was not in network. What is wrong? Oh my God.
How do you kick off a meeting after your CEO has been assassinated? Like, how does that go? United HealthCare CEO was assassinated on his way to a meeting this morning in New York, and United HealthCare didn't cancel that meeting. Oh no, they held it. They held it in its entirety. Oh yes. How does that happen? Is there a policy for that? I say this as a corporate girly. How do you handle that? Oh, I'm so sorry for the delay, everyone. We know it's a crazy day. So much is going on. Please stay tuned for an official statement. But Mike, are you ready with that PowerPoint? We are in bizarro land. I'm sorry. This is absolutely insane. And it certainly proves the point that corporate America really doesn't give two fleas on a furry rat's behind about you. They will post your job before your funeral. Just like United HealthCare still held that meeting after their CEO was assassinated on their way to the meeting.
I think we all needed some good news today. Obviously, I would never publicly condone violence of any kind, but I don't think anyone should feel bad about this. The entire business model of private health insurance companies, especially United HealthCare, is to prey on the most vulnerable people in society, to deny life-saving medication, life-saving treatment, all to boost their own salaries and appease their shareholders. It is companies like this and people like this guy that are the reason why healthcare is so insanely unaffordable in this country. 45% of Americans struggle to pay their medical bills. And then you have this guy making $10 million a year to basically just rob people of treatment. The assassin got away. He escaped on an e-bike, so he literally could have been anyone. He could have just been somebody whose family member or loved one was passed away because they were denied life-saving treatment. Or he could have just been someone who's fed up with late-stage capitalism and America turning into a kleptocracy. Like, the wealth disparity in this country is getting so insanely ridiculous, and we don't want the ultra-wealthy running the show at the expense of working class people. I mean, like, 8 of Trump's cabinet picks are billionaires that are out of touch. Meanwhile, normal people can't afford medical bills and are being denied insurance.
Brian Thompson, the CEO of United HealthCare, was assassinated this morning. And if anybody has United HealthCare, I think they know how much of a shitty insurance company it is, but yet it's the most profitable. I really think when they catch the person, we're going to find out it was a disgruntled family member that maybe watched their loved one or themselves have to fight with insurance to receive appropriate care from the policy that they pay for. I mean, they've been under investigation, that company, for using AI to deny claims in hopes that American people are dumb enough to not contest that denial. Imagine having, a new diagnosis of cancer, battling that, the fear, right? The grief, all the emotions that come with that, and being ill from treatment, to then have to fight with your insurance that you're paying for to simply receive the appropriate care and testing. People pay all this money for these policies with high deductibles, co-pays, to still get things denied, to have to go through this ridiculous pre-authorization process because the doctor's orders aren't enough. When United HealthCare had a profit per Forbes in 2023 of $22 billion? What happened isn't right. It's not. But we wonder, go read the comments on these videos. The anger that comes with it, because so many people, I have that shitty insurance, and so many people have to deal with this and fight, and you shouldn't have to. Healthcare is a necessity. It is not a luxury. Everybody will need healthcare. We're all going to die someday. And The profit over patient is so disgusting in this country. And I've seen videos where people are like, that's what the law is for, the legal system. When are these people held accountable? I think that's really the frustration with the American people. The more money you have, the more money you can spend on really great and corrupt attorneys to get you out of that bullshit. They stay in their position, continuing to make their, what did he make, $10 million salary a year? All while people are simply trying to get necessary health care because they're really sick. And maybe they want to stick around a little longer and be with their family and make memories. The system has to change. That's why I really do support the idea of a universal healthcare system. You bring in that, you're going to eliminate all this bullshit. Why does an insurance company need $22 billion profit a year? My heart definitely goes out, to his wife and his children. And I'm curious to see, when they catch the person, what the motive was.
Listen, today is the day I realized that society is broken in the United States, and it cannot be fixed. Let me tell you why. So this morning I reported that the CEO of United HealthCare was unalived in Manhattan, New York, because I live in New York. If you go to CNN TikTok page where they posted about the same unaliving, just go to the comments. The comments is raw as it can be. The comments is FAFO, fuck around and find out. The comments is insane. I want you guys to go and CNN TikTok page and click the comments on that video with the unaliving. Listen, I'm confused. You guys are brutal.
So I just saw the video that ABC released of the United HealthCare CEO getting unalived. And when I say it was the coolest, smoothest assassination, I don't know if you can call it that, I've ever seen. This man said, pew, had a jam, cleared the jam, pew, pew, walked across the street. That man probably lost his wife or his child due to an insurance premium that wouldn't pay for something. He was probably like, you denied me, or you wouldn't pay for a certain medication, and now my family member is gone. And we really had one of those law-abiding citizens moments where he was like, okay. And the craziest part about his murder is those investors still held that fucking meeting. They still had it. Truly, y'all. Work to live. Don't live to work.
Truly, this is the most celebrated murder case I've seen. Guys, you need to go to social media platforms, different social media platforms, and see the comment section. Guys, people are not even pretentious about it, and I do not blame them. Insurance company, they do a lot of things. You see somebody, you are applying for one insurance aid or the other, or a medical aid or the other, and what these people just tell you, they get you denied, they get you frustrated. You have an issue and you call your insurance company, this is what I need, and they are telling you probably because whatever you have to do is not up to your deductible, that they cannot assist you. And for crying out loud, you're paying your premium, your monthly premium, you're paying it. And when they need to get the help you need from your insurance company, they get you disappointed. So I in a way, I don't blame people for the expression they are giving. Am I happy the man was killed? Of course not. I'm not happy. But when people are coming out to give their experiences that they lost somebody because they got denied, they lost somebody because they couldn't afford to pay their medical bills, but they had insurance companies that are not ready to support them. This very thing that has happened, of course, I do not wish wish this on even my worst enemy. But after seeing all the responses from people on social media, all I can say is that you better be nice. As far as you're living, be nice, either as an individual, either as a group, either as a company. You better be nice. And this is like a wake-up call for other medical insurance companies. You guys have to do what you have to do. Stop frustrating people. Stop making people cry. Stop making people lose loved ones because they couldn't get the help they needed from you as their insurance companies. This is a very sad one. And right now, people are even pointing fingers to the wife, because there's this news that came up that said even as at the time of this murder, himself and the wife were separated. And of course, people are already pointing fingers to her, saying that she was the one that must have probably sent this hitman. And this is very calculated, so targeted at the particular person they want. And this was well carried out and well planned. It's over 48 hours this thing happened, and we don't even know the name of this guy yet. Fine, they've been able to, give us a picture of his face, but nothing yet. And also, there's a bounty of $10,000 on this guy. And of course, people are like, $10,000 for this kind of calculated dead murder, and you expect one to snitch on someone for $10,000. I don't think anybody is going to be doing that. If you know you really want to get this guy, you have to bring a very good amount out there, and trust me, somebody is going to come out and say something. But for $10,000, that is too small. And also, find this hardy that this particular guy labeled the case the bullet case, and it was carrying deny, defend, and depose. You can imagine. That is to tell you that this murder this guy did is something that is very, very personal. Very personal. It might even be that he didn't lose anybody so close to him, but because of what this company is doing to any other person, and this guy just felt, okay, I think I have to be the hero right here, and he just decided to carry out this very act. My sympathy to his family, his loved ones, but at the same time, people will be people. If you're not nice to people when you were there, people are going to celebrate your death. But if you're nice to people and something like this happens to you, of course, everybody is going to show their empathy for the family members involved and sympathy also. So, my sympathy once again to the family. So, guys, that brings us to the end of today's video. If you are new to this space, subscribe, like the video, share, leave your thoughts in the comment section, and we are going to see you in the next one. Bye bye.